Hello everyone, a very good evening to you all. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mahnoor Binte Wafa Khan from HR Consultants. Today, HR Consultant is live with Portsmouth University, UK. So, Portsmouth University is one of the most vital partner of HR Consultants. And now I'm going to introduce you all our guest, Mr. Hatim Kadir from Portsmouth University. He is currently working as a regional advisor at Portsmouth University, and along with that, he has 3 years past experience at Macquarie University, Australia. So, welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me, Manoj. It's a pleasure being here.
Now, first, I tell you a little bit about the University of Portsmouth. So, what the university is? It is a public university. It was established in 1869. The former name of this university was Polytechnic. And after that, this university gained the university status in 1992 by the name of Portsmouth University. And this university ranked 21 in the UK and according to the Guardian Universities Guide 2020. So today we will discuss about the university location, policies, criteria, scholarships, fees, accommodation, and more about the courses of the Portsmouth University. So now moving towards to Mr. Hatim Kadir, who will elaborate today all of these points clearly. So now over to you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj. I'll go over all the information that I have prepared for you today. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them right after.
Okay, sir.
All right. Is the presentation visible, Manoj?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
All righty. As introduced by Manoj, my name is Hatim, and I'm the regional advisor for Pakistan at the University of Portsmouth. Portsmouth is a city that is 70 miles from London, south, not very far. It's a beautiful city. It's a seafront right across the seaside, and it's a very beautiful landscaped and culturally and historically rich city. There's only one campus for the university, which is in Portsmouth itself. Being close to London, there's lots of ways to get to London, and it's not very far. The geographic location is quite an advantage for students. More or less, the city itself is ranked as one of the most affordable destinations for students in the UK. And students have an option to travel to London by road, which takes around 2 hours. And they can also travel by train, and they can take bus and other forms of public transport. It also has, as it's located next to the sea, it also has flight to Channel Islands, and there's also, it's because it's a port. There's lots of sea routes also that come and go from Portugal. So there's a lot of good things about Portsmouth that we can tell you, but most of all, our graduates are known to be paid more than all the other graduates in the UK, with the #1 for a boost in graduate salaries. We've also achieved the gold standard in the Teaching Excellence Framework, which is quite an achievement, which represents the high quality and standards we have in our curriculum and faculty with regards to teaching. We're ranked in the top 150 young universities of the world. As you mentioned, the university was granted the university status in 1992, so it's very young. We are also ranked 21st in the UK as per the Guardian ranking, and we are growing very, very fast. So given how young we are growing very, very fast. We have 5-star ratings for teaching according to the QS, and we've had multiple student surveys in which we have shown how satisfied our students are with regards to all the teaching and the welfare facilities that they have received from the university. We have mainly five faculties, which is business and law, CCI, which is the creative and cultural industries, humanity and social sciences. We have pure sciences, and then we have technology. We also have our very own college, the International College of Portsmouth, ICP, which is located right on campus, right next to the university. We offer around 400 programs, and there is a lot of diversity with regards to what you can choose and what you can pursue in terms of your degree, in terms of your interests, and whatever tickles your intellectual fantasy. So students, especially international students coming to the UK, they require a lot of support from universities. They look forward to receiving a lot of support. Portsmouth takes that very, very seriously, and we're always there to help our students since they arrive. We offer services such as picking you up from the airport when you arrive at Heathrow in London and bring you to the university and your accommodation. We have a dedicated team of international student advisors which are available at the office, and you can have walk-in meetings with them regarding any issue you have. They are here to advise you on anything that you want to discuss about for the well-being of the student. We have a dedicated exchanges and study abroad team. You have an option to study abroad with the selection of 4 or 5 destinations. I will be mentioning them soon. So you have study abroad in both exchange options while you're studying at Portsmouth as an international student. You can go abroad to other countries or universities we have partnerships with and spend a semester or a year there. Our global offices are also of immense help. We have dedicated global officers for all regions, which specialize in recruitment and bringing students in and making sure that they have a very safe and a very promising environment to study in and pursue their degree. Moreover, if there's anything non-specific, if a student needs someone to talk to, if a student needs support in terms of anything that is unique, if you just need a shoulder, if you just need to share something personal with someone, if there's financial issues, anything at all, you always have support right at campus and you can talk to someone. If it's regarding studies and you have issues with technical subjects, whether it's science, whether it's mathematics, we have personal tutors. Our lecturers and teachers in general are also very, very in touch with students. Over email, they reach out, they go for scheduled classes and tuitions sessions, and are always in the students' reach. So while studying at Portsmouth, especially for your undergrad degrees, we offer something which is called a sandwich year. So a lot of students these days are interested in work placements and gaining hands-on experience while pursuing your degree. So we have degrees which are usually 3-year long degrees, the bachelor degrees, but in most of our bachelor degrees, almost all of them, and then you can opt to have a 4th year and add a sandwich year in between, which means that you'll study 3 years for your course, but you'll also have a year of hands-on professional experience relevant to your degree in your program. Like I said, there is also study abroad and work abroad facilities in your degree, which can be for a semester or for a year. There are lots of scholarships externally also available. There are programs, there are international funds. There's EU funding, there is Erasmus, there is Santander, there is Chevening. We accept all of these officially recognized external scholarships at Portsmouth. A very interesting thing that you can do at Portsmouth is you can learn a language for free. We offer you classes for many major languages spoken in the world today, and you can enroll in these classes side by side while studying the rest of your degree, and you can actually cover and learn the whole language alongside your degree. And by the time you're finished, you divide your load in such a way across your period at Portsmouth that you can learn a language for free. There are no costs involved in this, so it's a very big offering we have for students. It's very valuable. China, India, Malaysia, and Vietnam are probably the most popular summer school destinations right now, and we offer programs for these destinations as well. So you can expect to pursue this as well when you're at Portsmouth with us. So as of now, we have 40 plus clubs and societies, and we have a very healthy culture with regards to sporting and club activities and social activities and having and having cultural interaction between students. So as you can see on the screen, we have 150 sport clubs and societies for all interest. Sport culture is in particular very active at Portsmouth. It's very taken very seriously. Football, for example, is taken very seriously all across the UK, but at Portsmouth, you can see on the screen, you can see the university's logo printed across the shirts of these players on the screen. So the university is the primary sponsor for the Portsmouth Football Club, and so many students who do graduate also sometimes get a chance to work with the football club, being in sports medicine, being it physiology, or covering them with regards to media and social media and video journalism, etc. So we take sports very seriously. Students have a chance to explore all of these areas which are on the screen right now. There's healthy competition in sports, and it's promoted very fiercely among students. Now, working during studies is another important thing, another important concern for students when coming to the UK. The basics are usually standard across every uni in the university, set according to guidelines which the government gives, that you're allowed to work a maximum of 20 hours per week. There is again an officially set minimum wage by the government, which is the minimum that you can be paid at any job that you do. Geographically speaking, the university is the only major institute in the locality where it's located. So you will find a lot of part-time workers from the university working around the campus. It's also a great destination for traveling and exploring in general. Like I said, it's historically very rich. There's lots of architecture, and there's a big naval base that you can see. And there are lots of places to shop and have lots of good food. The main shopping center, the shopping area, or the arena is called Gunwharf Quays, which has lots and lots of shops and restaurants, bars. There's great nightlife over there. There's a lot of commercial activity, and many of students find part-time jobs there at Gunwharf Quays. And then you have, again, other secondary markets as well, which are located in the other parts of the city. So there is a lot of opportunity to work for students while they're studying. So we do also offer support in finding part-time work. So our career and employment services are very special. They not only advise and guide you on this, but they sometimes also take you across the city and help you explore your options. In some cases, they also help you meet potential employers, and that way they get you to connect with them and possibly find a job that's more suitable to your temperament. Students have the opportunity to do this while they're studying and also raise an amount which is sufficient to satisfy their regular expenditures. You can afford your rent in that. You can afford to have a little bit of saving as well. It depends on your expenditure and how much you're working and how much you're earning, to be fair. So a very important aspect of our graduation service, our career and employment service, is that once you have graduated from Portsmouth, you are still subscribed to our service for the next 5 years. So our career and employment service tracks graduates and sees what they're up to, where they're working, whether they're studying further, after graduating, and if they are in need of a particular job, they try to assist them and place them in relevant fields or give them the necessary leads that can help them maybe secure a relevant and a fulfilling job. So yeah, we keep supporting you. We're out there. We keep an eye on you, and at least for the next 5 years, once you leave Portsmouth, you can expect to have some support from the Career and Employment Service. With regards to your course and going forward, getting your offer and then making your payments, the university has a initial deposit of only £3,500, which is a serious advantage to students. You don't have to pay all the amount upfront when you're joining. So that means that when you when you submit your deposit to the university, you will be issued with your CAS letter, which is the university's confirmation of your enrollment, which enables you to apply for your visa and fly into the country. And once you've submitted this deposit, you also have the option to pay the rest of your fee for that semester in installments. So you can pay this upfront, the £3,500 deposit, and let's say you can pay the rest of the fee, maybe 50% on your arrival. And the rest of the 50% you can still pay maybe halfway through the semester or at dates that are designated, and you're informed of those dates when you enroll at the university. So this is another advantage that we try to give our students and not put a lot of financial pressure on them. Scholarships are obviously a very important aspect to all of this. To all Pakistani students that are coming to study in the UK at Portsmouth, we are offering a 10% scholarship to everyone who applies. The only conditions are that you qualify for your offer, secure it, and pay your deposits. And this is offered to all Pakistani applicants. This is dedicated to Pakistan. On the other hand, we have scholarships and funds for for students who have a high academic merit. For example, the Chancellor's Global Academic Merit Scholarship is where we offer up to £5,000 for students who achieve high merit in their previous studies or have or their academic standing is competitively much better than the other applicants. So we decide this every semester. We've introduced this recently, and we will be awarding this to all students that meet the academic merit. Any alumnus who is a Portsmouth graduate and wants to pursue another degree with us will be offered a 20% discount on their tuition fee. And like I mentioned before, external scholarships such as Santander, Chevening, Commonwealth, and other ones as well, which are recognized in the UK and international funds, we do accept those. Accommodation is also not at all difficult to get at Portsmouth. We have lots of options. There are lots of different prices for them. It varies across the budget you have and across the offerings. Some are self-catered, some are semi-catered, and so on. The prices generally range from £95 to £160 plus. These can change. And obviously, if you are looking for private accommodation, you can also opt for that, and you can make your personal choosing. But if the good thing is that if you're a new student, if you're a commencing student who's just coming to Portsmouth and is about to start, and you want to opt for the university accommodation, then it is guaranteed. We will not keep you in any waiting lists. There will be no shortcomings or confusions on this behalf. You know that if you want Portsmouth's official accommodation, you will get it as a new student. So these are our major accommodation options, which are located all around campus on all sides. None of them are too far from each other. If you're coming to university, you can mostly walk everywhere. You won't need any transport today. And all of these, again, like I said, they are at different places. The offerings are different, the rooms are different, and at some places you have bigger rooms, at some places you might have to share with other roommates or housemates, and it's all different across all these options. So there's a variety to choose from, and you have significant advice if you need it while you're making this choice. When applying to Portsmouth, we accept direct applications as well. But from Pakistan, obviously, we advise students to proceed through our representatives, our agents. One of them, and the most major of them, being HR consultants, with whom we are live today. So our representatives are trained by us. They are present all across the major cities in Pakistan. They can be reached, and their contact details are also on our website. And if you need help in getting in touch, you can always contact me, or you can go onto the website and find details from them. We have a dedicated Pakistan page on University of Portsmouth's website. It says Pakistan, so you can just type Pakistan in the search bar. The page will come up, and there is a list of agents located across the country, city-wise. So you can get in touch with our agents over there. The entry requirements are pretty simple, not difficult to understand. If you're an A-level student going for an undergrad course, we usually require a minimum of 3 Bs to get in. For postgrad, we usually require a GPA of ranging from 2.2 to 2.5, depending on what discipline you've studied. Another requirement to fulfill is your language requirement, for which we usually require an IELTS score of 6 overall and 5.5 in each band, with some courses asking for 6.5 overall and 6 in each band. A good thing about Portsmouth is that if you are eligible, you might always, you might be given a waiver for this, and we might consider English proficiency letters or medium of instruction letters from your institute where you've taken up your undergrad degree. And if your institute is recognized and is registered and with the Higher Education Commission, we can accept English proficiency letters instead of IELTS. So that also can satisfy and fulfill your English requirements. Like I said, ICP, the International College of Portsmouth, is also located right next to us on campus. And if you somehow do not qualify for direct entry into any of our courses, there is always an option to go for short courses that prepare for you or help you qualify for them at ICP. So we have year 1 programs for students who can't qualify for the first year of bachelor. We have pre-master programs in which students may not have achieved the necessary grade in their honors degree to get into a master's. And we also have foundation programs at ICP for students who might have only studied their matriculation or might not have had a very good grade in their FSC. That's all that I had in this presentation for you. Again, you can get in touch with us through HR consultants, and my email is on the screen, which is hatim.kadir@port.ac.uk. We are present all across the social media platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and our website is also out there. So please get in touch. And yeah, so I can now take any questions if you have.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hatem. You explained us very clearly about the university details, but I have some questions. So can I ask her?
Yeah, sure. Please go ahead.
So my first question is that is universities accepting intermediate students to direct Air 1 entry?
Yes. So for FSC students, usually if you have just done an FSC, we can't offer you a direct entry into a bachelor program. Okay. In some cases, we have in the past, but for that you require a ridiculously high grade or a mark, which is not always possible. So an FSC student who has a grade of 75% or above does have an option to go to ICP and study a year 1 program with ICP. The good thing about this is that it still doesn't make any difference in terms of time, because once you've completed your year 1 program at ICP, you will be granted entry into the second year of your bachelor degree, whichever you have opted to do. So once you do year 1 and then you do 2 years of your bachelor, so you're good to go, and it'll still take you 3 years. So we have that option. ICP does have its own requirements as well. Again, like I said, if you're an FSC student, you might have to have 75% marks or above, or you also might have to sit for your IELTS. But ICP still does not offer any waiver for your IELTS. You would still be required to satisfy English requirements for the college.
Got your point. My second question is about the installment policies. Like, is there any installment fee plans for the students for 2020 sessions? So, can you please brief it clearly?
Yes. So, like I mentioned before, how we plan the finances and payment of money is we make sure that we can create some ease for students. So, first of all, our initial deposit is very less, it's just £3,500. So, what we offer you is an installment plan. There are two types of programs which are at the university. One is that you pay your initial deposit and fly to the UK, start your studies, and you can do a monthly plan. But for that, usually you require a local bank account, and that needs a monthly automatic debit payments from your card. But that's not very practical for Pakistani students. The practical option for Pakistani students is that you pay your deposit, come to Portsmouth, pay 50% of the remaining fee when you enroll, and then you can pay the other 50% of your fee when you are somewhere halfway through your semester or at the date which is designated, and it's given to you beforehand. So there's a 50-50 percent installment plan for you, which you can opt for.
Got your point. My third question is about the IELTS, related to IELTS. Basically, most of the student asks this. As you all know about the current COVID-19 situation. So, any relaxation in IELTS due to this pandemic situation, or we will
Yeah, that's a very, very good question, and we have been working very hard on this. It's obviously a very hard time for everyone across all the world in every industry, obviously, and students are taking a lot of impact because of this, and we have due consideration for this. So officially, from as of now, there are two tests. One is your language cert test, which is a UKVI approved test, and the other is the TOEFL IBT Special Home Edition test. These two tests right now have been approved and are officially recognized, and students can appear for these tests, which will be accepted. Uh, Other than this, right now the university is also working on test running and considering the Duolingo test and the IELTS indicator test, which are under consideration and will soon be put into place and will be accepted as a tests that can fulfill your English requirements.
okay. My fourth question is about related to MBA program, because actually I just received this question from one of my student, because he is interested for MBA program. So can you please tell me about the MBA program criteria? Means how much experience is required?
Yeah, so the MBA program is a little competitive. It is a little intense. It's obviously a course that is primarily designed for professionals. So with MBA requirements are that first of all, it's a one-year course. You should know this. It's a one-year full-time course. So the basic requirements are again, first of all, there is a language requirement, which I mentioned before, is your IELTS test or any equivalent test that is accepted, or even your MOI or English proficiency letters, which we do accept from recognized universities. That is your English requirement fulfilled right over there. Other than this, there is a requirement whereby you will need a relevant honors degree along with 2 years of full-time relevant work experience. Okay, so this is in case you have a relevant degree and relevant experience. In case you do not have a relevant degree, which is maybe other than business, then you will require that degree will always fulfill your the academic side of it, but then you will require 5 years of experience if your degree is not relevant. So these are the basic requirements. An extra thing to this is that you might have to appear for an interview, or you might have to show your experience in a portfolio, or explain and describe and maybe present on any projects that you've worked on before. So this is an additional thing we have in the MBA, and this is what you'll have to do to get in.
Okay, got your point, sir. Now, my fifth question is about the CAS documents process. Like, what the documents required for CAS?
CAS. So yes, so for those who don't know, CAS is a letter that is issued by the university, by the admissions team, and it is a confirmation of the student having submitted his deposit and having been enrolled, officially accepted at the university. And this is a document that a student needs if they are going to apply for a student visa to proceed to the UK to study. So the requirements for CAS are very basic. All your academic requirements should have been fulfilled. Or like academic transcripts have to be submitted. You need to complete a tier 4 assessment, which is primarily when students come through agents. Obviously, you help them in this, and it's an assessment that is done to determine whether the student is genuine, and it fulfills a lot of compliance related requirements. So after the tier 4 assessment, you have to submit your deposit to the university. And only in some cases, mostly engineering courses, you also have to have an ATAS clearance, which means it's basically just like equivalence. Just like students have to submit their degrees for equivalence in Pakistan with the board. Similarly, if you've done an engineering degree here and you want to study another engineering, perhaps a master in the at Portsmouth, then you'll have to submit an ATAS equivalence certificate, which is the equivalence of your bachelor degree. So if all of this has been fulfilled, usually the CAS comes out pretty quickly.
Okay, okay. The question is related to CAS also, I guess. I have another question. Is there joint CAS for pre-sessional foundation program or pre-master program? Joint
Absolutely.
CAS.
So that's yes. So that is another very advantageous thing for the student. So because the offers are packaged, and if we offer someone due to a low mark, if we're offering them a year one at ICP, they will receive a joint CAS. You don't have to go through the whole process a second time. You don't have to apply for a second visa. You will get a single CAS, which is a joint CAS, which will, it'll have you eligible for both courses, and you just go through it once. So yes, we do offer a joint CAS for any programs that are undertaken at ICP.
Okay, okay, got your point. Now my last question, which is about that. Can you please tell me about the work placement postgrad programs?
Work placement.
Yes.
Okay. So right now, like I mentioned, bachelor degrees, all of our bachelor degrees have placement options in them. In
Okay.
postgrad and master degrees, we are still working on it. So not all our courses offer them. We are trying to expand this across our portfolio of master degrees. Right now, there are courses there, such as there is an MSc in data analytics, there is an MSc in information systems, and in electronic and electrical engineering, which all have 6 month work placement modules inculcated into the study program. Right now, we are considering two other programs, which is the MSc Business and Management and the MSc Innovation Management and Entrepreneurship program, which will have 12 months placement. These will be introduced very, very soon. So this is almost 5 or 6 courses, and we will be offering more as time comes. We're working on this.
Okay, okay, got your point, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your time and your guidance and all your elaboration. So now I'm winding up the session.
All right.
So thank you. Thank you all to join us today. And lastly, take care, everyone. Allah Hafiz, and stay home and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Have a lovely one, everyone, and stay safe. Take care.